Good morning. How are we doing today? This is James Sweeney, aka Split Suit. Welcome back to another video. In today's video, we're going to review a hand sent in by Arash. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly and not totally butchering it, but this is a hand played from live to 3, and Hero has to make some decisions with a single pair that then improves on the turn. So let's check it out and see what we're doing. Alright, in this hand, there is a raise to 15, folds around, and Hero decides to call. This is just such kind of a gross spot. Arash in the write-up says he has no read on villain as Hero just sat down, so this is honestly kind of gross. Mostly giving the starting stack size by villain. I mean, at 50 big blinds, this is just kind of an awkward situation to be in. The real question is here, are you going to win this pot at least 37% of the time? If yes, get involved. If no, don't. And I think it's kind of tough. You're out of position. That's not going to favor you. You have a hand that needs to see all streets most of the time, and you're not going to be able to a large chunk here. So because of that, as much as I hate folding pretty hands like this, I think this is one where you're a little bit better off just folding. Again, if stacks were deeper, positions were different, if lots of different variables were slightly changed, I could see this being a far different discussion. But here, I think folding is going to be a little bit better than just calling. But Hero does call, ends up flopping middle pair, check, faces a 20, and Hero decides to check call. So the general rule in poker, if you're looking for kind of like a frequency thing coming from poker's 1%, is simply if you call one street, you should usually call on the next. And in this situation, I think 10-8 is going to be kind of at the bottom side of my continuance, but it's going to be continuing nonetheless. Obviously, I'm continuing when I have ace-x or any of those kind of hands. So when I have this, it's kind of like right there in the middle, right near kind of the bottom of my overall continuance. Yes, I'm going to continue just because if I'm being totally honest with you, I think frequency-wise it's correct. And also just in general, it kind of takes a crowbar to get me to fold a single pair on the flop. So if I'm being totally honest, that's factoring into this. But I think you should at least call one, make some decisions. You do beat some hands, when they're c-betting sevens or when they're c-betting king-queen. So I think you need to at least call and make a decision on the turn. I'm definitely okay with that. But the turn card is the greatest card in the world. Super happy about this. Hero checks, faces a shove, and wait. We fold? Why? Why are we folding here? Okay, so obviously I don't like this fold. I think this is a pretty bad fold, and this is just one of those where the question is, are we behind enough of the time, right? We're getting 1.6 to 1 on a call. Am I good here 40% of the time or more? Yeah, I think so. I can't imagine being behind that often. I mean, sure, there are some combinations that crush us, right? There's aces, there's ace-10, there's 10-9, and there's queen-jack. But I don't think overall we're going to be behind all that often. So Arash in the write-up says that villain later mentioned that he had ace-jack in this situation, and Arash isn't really 100% sure about that. He just doesn't think that makes any sense. And if I'm being totally honest here, I think that makes a lot of sense. Because look at it from villain's point of view. Sure, when he has ace-jack, he has top pair, he has open and straight draw, so he's pretty comfortable and confident with that. But what's villain going to do with ace-king, ace-queen? Or any ace-x, to be honest. I think they're going to look at this board and say, I don't want to let extra cards roll off for no reason, so I'm just going to punch it in here. Or what if they had diamonds? I think they might look at this and say, hey, this is a good bluffing opportunity. So I don't think this is a situation where I would say ace-jack is unreasonable. And I also don't think that he would always shove here with pocket aces, pocket tens. So because of that, I'm reducing some of the really strong stuff, which puts a bigger density of second best hands in their range. Am I going to lose this hand sometimes? Yeah, you bet. But am I that worried about it? No. I think folding here is going to be far, far, far too weak. If you're not calling with two pair, then you're pretty much not calling with anything. That's inherently a frequency issue. And I think this is just the kind of spot where call it off, expect to win enough of the time, expect your opponent to certainly have some equity whenever you call off here, but I think that this is a spot where folding is just far, far, far too weak. And again, I do think ace-jack makes a lot of sense for a live player. I don't really see them, I don't see the sizing thing being a huge tell away from a hand similar to that. So that's going to wrap it up for this video. A nice quick one, nice and easy. Arash, thank you so much for the hand. Hopefully this answers all your questions. If you're looking for your next step today, I do have an entire article all about why being nitty is making you a really bad poker player. And making nitty decisions, similar to folding the 2-pair in this situation, is leaving a lot of money on the table and actually destroying your overall profitability and strategy as a whole. I'll leave a link for it in the description box and also on the video right now. I would definitely suggest checking it out if you've made any folds in the last month that you felt may have been too tight. Trust me, it'll really help you wrap your head around why that might not be the best idea overall, and is definitely something you want to digest and internalize. As always, if you have any comments or questions, please don't hesitate to let me know. Otherwise, thank you so much for hanging out. If you have any comments or questions, let me know. Otherwise, as always, I'll see you back soon with a brand new video, and in the meantime, good luck out there and happy grinding.